Good morning, students, and a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Mrs. Saroj Bote, and I will be teaching you all History and Civics. This is a History and Civics textbook. The History section includes History of Ancient India. This part aims at giving you all comprehensive information about our cultures and traditions so as to enhance children's awareness of social integration. From the time of the Harappan civilization, India's trade relations with faraway countries were at the root of the prosperity of ancient India. So, you will also learn such trade relations are not possible without international understanding and universal brotherhood. This is a back cover page of a textbook which shows us what we will learn in our civics part. In the civics part, local people's participation in the schemes of development as also women's participation and the reluctant changes have been specially mentioned in the information as local government bodies. Children, our country is run according to our constitution, the law and rules and regulations. So, let us begin with the very first chapter from our textbook, the Indian subcontinent and history. There are 7 continents in the world: Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. Of these, Asia is the world's largest continent in size and population, and India is the subcontinent of Asia, means a part of the large continent Asia. This lesson is divided into 3 parts. 1.1 Geographical conditions and the course of history. 1.2 Geographical features of India. 1.3 The Indian subcontinent. Let us begin with the first part, geographical conditions and the course of history. Children, last year in 5th standard, we have studied how man and his environment are closely related to each other. We also saw how the changes in the lifestyle of the early man and his technology were related to the changes in his surroundings. We also studied how the history of human civilization from the Stone Age to the agricultural civilizations flourished on the banks of the river. Now, tell me, what is the meaning of history? History is a description of the past events which occurred during the progress of human culture. In the earlier standards, you all have learned how man evolved from an ape to Homo sapiens. You all have also read about different kingdoms, their rulers, and their rule. All these are examples of historical accounts, historical descriptions. This account explains to us how the human race has progressed, how it has developed. This is what we study in history. The 4 major pillars of history are place, time, individuals, and society. Of these components, place is very important and is related to the geographical conditions. So, history and geography are inseparable. The human life, that is, our diet, clothing, housing, and occupation depends to a large extent on the geographical conditions of a region in which we live. For example, people living in the hilly areas, their life is more strenuous, means hard and tough, than those living on the plains. There is no fertile land in the hilly regions, while on the plains it is on a large scale. So, people in the hilly regions depend on hunting and gathering food, and for the people in the plains, grains and vegetables are available in abundance. The lifestyle of the people living in the hilly regions and those in the plains is different. What are the sources of livelihood? The climate, rainfall, agricultural produce, flora means plant life, and fauna means animal life found in the region where we live are the sources of our livelihood. For example, let us consider climate. If the climate of a particular place is cold, the type of crops growing there, the food, clothing and shelter, habits of people living there will be dependent on the climate. We find that the people living in Kashmir wear warm clothes have sloping roofs of their houses, and as there is not much scope for agriculture due to the hilly regions, their source of livelihood is tourism. Likewise, on the plains, where the rainfall is abundant, agriculture is practiced as the main occupation. The lifestyle and culture of a region thus develops with the support of climate, rainfall, agricultural produce, flora and fauna of the region. So, human settlements developed where these sources were in plenty, and those settlements developed into villages and towns and big cities. But sometimes, due to degradation of environment, drought, invasions led to the scarcity of those means, and people had to leave their settlements, and villages and towns became deserted. With this, we end our session here. We will continue in the next session. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.